Okay. Welcome back to day 3. So day 3 started at the end of the last video, but after we had the artist agree to take a look at the patterns and try to reconstruct it, that pretty much ended the day. And when we woke up, Grace gave us... her research was to look in the white pages, so that's helpful, but... And then the florist came in and tried to buy the painting again, but I wasn't sure if $100 was a good deal. And so hopefully I'll get the chance again. I'm just not sure if... I don't remember if this game can actually block you. Like, if you can fail because you didn't do something. Some games used to be like that, where they would actually fail you. You could work yourself into a dead end where there was no way out because you didn't do something in particular. Anyway, let's read the paper.
Gabriel can... Times Picayune, dated June 20, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day. An evil eye is upon you. Change course before it's too late.
Lighten up.
Oh, bad week to be in Aquarius. Okay, so it gave us that there's going to be some sort of exhibit or something at Tulane University. Can't remember exactly what he said. Is the newspaper part of this? No.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do...
Sure.
I can't...
Okay.
So did she actually give me the white pages? What is that?
Somewhere there's a New Orleans phone book missing one of its C pages.
Okay. Wow. Just seeing this page brought back a lot of memories, and I'm just wondering if you can call every one of these numbers.
So, what's new, Grace?
Your use of mathematics for one.
What can I say?
The strap marks on your...
Okay, let's make some phone calls. How about that? We're just going to try this first one here. Cacao M5551330. I was wondering if I can actually call them. 5551330.
Yeah, what do you want?
Sorry. I think I have a wrong number.
Good.
Okay, that was underwhelming. Alright, let's just focus on the
Somewhere
Kavanos. Casino. Alright, let me go back.
That customer of yours...
Customer?
The woman I saw in here. Madame Cazonu, you called her.
I don't talk about my...
It's important that
I can't tell you.
It's important that I told...
I can't...
Alright, so we never got a first name. At least from the recording of that conversation. I don't think that we ever got anything, because she started talking after we went in, and I don't think that was recorded, so...
Somewhere.
I'm guessing it's not going to be the first one, so let's start from the bottom up. 535-1237.
Casino residence, may I help you?
Hi, you won a customer raffle at the Dixieland drugstore?
No soliciting, please.
Guess not.
So
555-1280.
there's nothing there to...
Hello?
There we go.
Hello? I'm calling from the Dixieland drugstore. We have an order for you.
Castro, be quiet. Who is
Castro.
this?
I'm a friend of the owner.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Gabriel,
Should be super awesome if the memory actually worked to just store the last one. What is the redial code? Star 69? Or is that caller ID?
there's nothing there.
Yes?
Hi, I called earlier about your drugstore order.
Hush, Castro! I told you, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you're pleasant. Doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
So
So I'm wondering about this one here, the travel agency. It's conspicuous. 585-1130.
Hello. See the World Travel Agency. How may I help you?
What are your specials?
2 weeks in India for 2,000 rupees.
Well, that's certainly special.
Uh-huh. Is there something else I can help you with?
How much for a trip to the Caribbean?
Well, our least expensive trip is 4 days, 3 nights in St. Croix for $1,250. Of course, we have much nicer packages available.
I'm sure your packages are astonishing, but that's out of my league.
Is there something else I can help you with?
I've always wanted to visit Anderson, Indiana. What the heck is in Anderson, Indiana?
I've always wanted to visit Anderson, Indiana.
I'm so sorry, but you can't get there from here.
Can you just get me out of here, please?
Can you just get me out of here, please?
I'd be happy to send you anywhere, sir, but I need a destination.
As long as that destination isn't Anderson, Indiana, apparently.
Can you just...
I'd be...
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, wrong number.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, these guys' names. A. Cauliflower. B. Cancer. S. Canker.
Hello, St. Genevieve's Wedding Chapel. How may I help you?
Boy, do I have the wrong number. Sorry.
That's perfectly all right. Goodbye.
Well, that's interesting that it wasn't A. Cauliflower. You can try the veterinary clinic. It's probably related to the dog. 555-6170.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Do you know anything about snakes?
Our doctors see just about any type of animals, but we don't get many snakes.
Okay, thanks.
Oh. There's another option there for Kavanaugh.
Cajun Critters Animal Clinic. This is Melissa.
Do you know anything about animal sacrifice? It's a good way to get your number blocked. Do you have Madame Casano as a client?
Do you have a Madame Cazanou as a client?
Madame Casano? Sure, I know her. She's not here right now, though.
Really? She told me she'd be there. Would you happen to have her address by any chance?
Yes, but I'm not sure I should give it out. Who are you again?
I'm worried about Castro.
I'm worried about Castro. He's missed 3 dance lessons.
Castro? Her little doggy? Oh, he's so sweet. Well, I guess if you know Castro, it's okay. Her address is 345 Dauphine.
Thanks.
See, is there anybody else interesting in here? Probably not. I wonder if the travel agency becomes relevant later. Let's try B Cancer, 525-6100.
Hello? Robert?
No, it's not Robert.
Then get off the phone.
Damn. Okay.
That does.
I've got some things I need to do.
Have fun.
There's Tulane. I want to go to the square first and talk to the architect. Let's check out the other quarters. Lucky Dog is still there. The psychic.
Madame Lorelei, the fortune teller, is garbed in a belly dancer's outfit and wears a boa around her neck. A real boa. Madame Lorelei.
Come on, boys. Hoopla.
She's busy at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that. What'd you do with her snake?
Talking to... Gabriel doesn't want to take that out of the park.
Thanks, boys.
Okay, I'll be back to talk to you. Now that you're not busy anymore.
The artist is an able draftsman, but interrogating him wouldn't lend much to Gabriel's investigation.
Okay, but he told me he would have it today.
How's it going today?
What? Oh, it's only you. Man, I have been jumpy all day. That pattern of yours really freaked me out for some reason. There's just something creepy.
You finished it?
Yeah, and you're welcome to it. Here.
Wow, this is great.
Uh-huh. Just don't, like, blow up the planet with it or something, okay?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Ah, forget it. I'm probably just being stupid. Do your thing with it, and good luck.
How did he get...
The artist's reconstruction of the voodoo murders pattern looks accurate to Gabriel. Something about it seems vaguely familiar and creepy.
Of course, I don't have the crime scene photo anymore. Wondering how he got this pattern out of that little bit that we gave him. Okay, well, thanks anyway. Now let's go talk to Madame Lorelei.
Could I ask you a few questions, Madame Lorelei?
The only answers I give are given in my reading. I'm sure your palm would be quite interesting.
Could I ask you...
Okay, can you read my palm then? How's business?
How's business?
How's business? I have no time for such dull conversation, darling. Come on, boys.
No.
Hoopla.
She's busy at the moment.
If I pay you, will you stop? Come on, boys. No hoopla. Break it up, break it up.
A Cajun band. The booth is a colorful melange. It announces the owner as Madame Lorelei and gives prices for palm reading, $20, crystal ball gazing, $15, and birth chart.
Thanks, boys.
Well, I don't have any money, so that's not gonna work, but let's ask her anyway. It's a nice snake.
That's a nice snake you have there.
I could say the same of you.
Oh my.
Well, I know where I got mine. Where'd you get yours?
That's personal.
I'd really like to know more about
I'd
snake.
really like to know more about that snake.
Sorry, sweetie, but I don't discuss Elvis with anyone. Come on, boys.
No.
Hoopla.
Okay, so her snake is named Elvis. I wrote that down as possibly a clue.
The owner is currently plying a different sort of wares. However, a wide walk. The owner.
Thanks, boys.
How about a reading?
The prices are listed on the sign.
They seem a little steep.
Well, I sometimes do my intimate friends for nothing. But I am a businesswoman.
I'm sure you are.
Come on,
No.
boys. Hoopla.
No more hoopla. No more hoopla. Okay, so I either need to get $15 or I need to become her friend somehow. Okay, let's go talk to Kazano.
Yes? Who is it?
I have some fine magazine subscriptions for sale.
I'm sorry, but I'm not interested.
I've got some great pet supplies. Coochie coo, little doggy.
Castro has everything he needs. Don't you, Castro?
Thanks a lot, Castro.
Land shark.
Land shark.
You have no Bill Murray.
Oh, damn.
Please let me talk to you, Madame Cazanou.
I don't talk to strangers, young man.
Oh, come on.
Yes? Who is it?
Hi, I'm doing an article on voodoo, and I heard that you...
I am a good Catholic, young man. Take your evil influence elsewhere.
But I just have a few questions.
I can feel the evil eye. Go away. Yes? Who is it?
Hi.
I told you no. This house is under the protection of the saints. Now, go away. Yes? Who is it?
Please.
Yes?
Hi, I'm doing...
I told you.
Not sure what could we use to get in there. Can we mark our doors?
Using that on the tall windows flank the front of the mansion. It's an ornate brass door knocker. The front door is solid hardwood and at least a century old. Tall windows flank the front of the mansion. It would be better to be invited inside. The knocker is firmly attached to the... There's no one outside.
So we can't really give her anything. The only thing we can hope for is some sort of conversation option. Which means we probably need to find something else. Even though we have her address. Okay, well, let's go to the other new place here. Tulane.
It looks like the lecture is just starting. Gabriel decides to record the session.
Voodoo is the tribal religion of Africa, but the name, Voodoo is actually a banner heading under which resides an entire body of distinct tribal belief systems. The word voodoo may sound familiar to you. What is known in the States as voodoo is actually an amalgamation of African religious systems, voodoo, and European religions, primarily Catholicism. All of the subcults of African voodoo have certain things in common. The most important is the worship of a pantheon of spirits instead of the single deity that the Christian and Muslim systems have. Some of these spirits are elementals. Some relate to specific tasks or places. Some represent important tribal leaders who have died. This spirit worship is what makes voodoo so easily adaptable. With all those spirits, it's no problem to add a few more. Say, for example, the Virgin Mary. At the height of tribal Africa, warfare was common. One tribe would conquer another, and the Loa, important in the conqueror's tribal system, would be adopted readily into the conquered tribe's Loa pantheon. In this way, many of the voodoo cults spread and mingled throughout tribal Africa, enriching the belief system and causing innumerable offshoots. The basis for the voodoo religion seems to be as old as man himself. It has much in common with many early pagan practices: animal totems, sympathetic magic, elemental spirits in the trees, the heavens, the bodies of the sick. Africa is believed by many to be the cradle of the human race. Some of the voodoo Loa may be as old as the Garden of Eden itself. We still can't explain some of the real power of these primal religions. And note, I said primal, not primitive. There are African Bokors who baffle our scientists with their supernatural powers. Now, let's discuss the elements of voodoo.
Fascinating guy.
In voodoo, the spirits are called the Loa. During a voodoo ceremony, celebrants are possessed by the Loa. And this is called being ridden. The human worshiper is seen as a horse, and the Loa as the divine horseman. A person being ridden by a Loa takes on the characteristics of that spirit and becomes, in effect, merely a vessel for the more powerful entity. Some of the older original Africa Loa include Dambala, the great serpent god; Ezruli, the mistress of love; Papanebo, or Gede, the lord of death; Agwe, the spirit of water; Legba, spirit of the crossroads; and the cruelest and most dangerous, Ogun Badagri, the lord of destruction.
Ugh. Oh, I gotta get more sleep at night.
Tribe-specific Loa can have as much or more power as the more widely worshipped Loa. For instance, a particular tribe might revere highly the Loa of an ancestor who was a legendary hunter or politician. Voodoo temples are called Houndfors. Their priests, Hungum or Bokors. Their priestesses, Mama Loa. In a voodoo Houndfor, there's a ritual circle marked by a center pole called a poto mitan. The ritual circle is prepared with a veve, a pattern of symbols. Each tribe's veve is slightly different, consisting of complex symbols that identify their special Loa. During ritual conclaves, initiates dance under the supervision of a Bokor and a Mama Loa, or head priestess. The use of totems or animal masks and markings was not uncommon in the original African ceremonies. Now, though, all but the oldest sects have abandoned this practice. Ritual objects used during the conclaves include the ritual gourd or asong, the ritual knife or kubasa.
That knife gives me the chills.
The ritual whip or Fouet Cache. And the ritual coffin, or Seke Madule. These items are often optional, called for by the Mamaloa for specific magical rituals. The Mamaloa is the most powerful figure in any Voodoo sect. Voodoo is a truly matriarchal system. Even the Bokor knows his power is limited. Mamaloa is the supreme woman. She butterflies, fireflies.
Firelight. No, what is it? Gabriel? What? I can't see. Gabriel, get in. Can't. It's too small for me. You must get in, Gabriel. It's not mine. Too small. Hide, Gabriel. Hide.
No, no, let me out.
Young man, the lecture is over.
Oh my God.
Alright, so somewhere we saw a coffin that was made for like an infant, right? That was this game.
Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Greek night at the Alpha Psi Omega frat house. It looks like it took place sometime last spring. Gabriel, there's a notice for a lecture on investigative reporting techniques to be given by octogenarian Pulitzer Prize winner Laura Bo Dorian. Unfortunately, it's weeks away. By that time, Gabriel will have to have learned on his own. Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Need a ride to LA the last weekend in August.
I wouldn't go there if you paid me.
Hans. Gabriel scans the bulletin board. Work out of your home and make up to $2,000 a week in your spare time. Call 555-6789.
I actually called them once. You sell cat food over the phone.
Oh. I feel like we should still give him a call.
Gabriel's, ha! We'll do algebra or biology homework for food. Gabriel, jazz jam session every Tuesday at 7 in the music building. Gabriel, haircuts for $10 a head. Perms for $20 at the Tulane Beauty School West Campus.
Like I'd let an amateur touch these locks.
Gabriel, Greek.
It's repeating. What is this?
Those doors lead to the projection.
Can I go in there?
Gabriel does not need to enter the projection booth.
Are you a student?
No. My name is Knight. Gabriel Knight.
Well, you have walked into my private office, Mr. Knight. I hope you have something worthwhile to do here. If you figure it out, let me know.
Dr. Hartridge's office is crowded with masks, carved figures, and strange objects. The squatter grins maliciously at Gabriel. Those
I mean, he's
Is
probably
there
gonna-
anything you can tell me about the voodoo aspects of this photograph?
This is serious voodoo ritual. Nasty stuff.
In what way?
Let's see. I can't make out much detail from this photograph. Except for the corpse, of course. But the wound, the face, and what little I can see of the ritual paraphernalia. Reminds me of certain black voodoo practices. Very rare. I've never witnessed them myself, you understand.
Really? Interesting. Thanks.
Okay, well, what about this pattern?
Can you tell me anything about this pattern?
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Mind if I copy this?
Be my guest.
Great. I'll be right back.
Oh. Right back as in literally right back.
Here you go. You know, this is a fascinating veve. You must tell me all about its origin.
Actually, I was hoping you'd tell me. Can you figure out anything about it from the symbols?
Well, some. That's why I wanted a copy. I want to research the design myself. Each of the symbols in the veve represents something. Loa, a place. Where did you get this?
Have you heard of the voodoo murders?
No, you're kidding. Really? Then the voodoo is authentic. The newspapers are wrong. Boy, are they wrong.
You think this veve is authentic, then?
Authentic? Mr. Knight, that's like asking if the Mona Lisa is a painting. Tell you what, I'll look into these symbols myself and see what I can learn about the sect that made this. I'll give you a call when I have more information. You are associated with the police, aren't you?
Absolutely. But I'm, undercover. You can contact me at the St. George's bookshop in the quarter.
All right. Now, I'd like to get started on this if you don't mind.
Yeah, the police. That's the ticket. Okay. You know anything else? Probably not.
Can you tell me anything about this?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
But he might know about things like Schattenjäger, things like that.
Can you tell me anything about this?
No, I'm afraid I can't.
Can you tell...
No.
Your lecture was terrific.
Oh, you think so? You were snoring so loud I didn't think you'd heard it.
Burn.
You must travel a lot.
Yes, to Africa, mainly.
I suppose having all this voodoo stuff sitting around doesn't make you nervous at all.
It's voodoo stuff, and no. Why should it?
I'm very interested in voodoo myself right now.
How nice for you.
Hey, you've got quite a collection of goodies here.
My travels have been rewarding, yes.
Your lecture...
Oh, come on.
Mind if I pick your brain?
Not if it will get you out of my office.
Well, we were all friends, like, a minute ago when I showed you this cool symbol. Alright, who are you? Let's start with that.
Tell me about yourself.
All right, Mr. Knight, I'm 35, a fully tenured professor at this university, as well as a fellow at Cambridge. My doctorate was obtained at Syracuse. Yes, Syracuse, in religious studies. I'm an agnostic, but I find human belief systems fascinating. I specialize in African religions because I grew up there. My father was a Protestant missionary. And I am heterosexual when I practice sex at all, which isn't very often.
Too much.
Any other questions?
No.
Too much.
Fine.
But I don't know your name.
I'd really like to know more.
There have been several articles written about me, Mr. Knight, as well as blurbs on my book jackets. If you want a biography, read.
I'd really like...
There have been several...
I don't remember. In the newspaper, it might have said who was giving the lecture, but whatever. Okay, we'll just call him the professor, I guess. Call him Professor Voodoo.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
You already sat through my lecture on the subject, Mr. Knight. Perhaps next time you could stay awake and learn something.
What can you...
You all...
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
Just what I read in the papers until you showed me that baby. I wasn't interested before, but now... Yes, I'd like to figure out where these people come from and what they're up to. They are obviously some very frightening and deadly serious voodoo.
What do you know about the voodoo murders?
I'm hoping you'll tell me more about it.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
I find it interesting to see the occasional fragment of voodoo practices in the everyday culture of New Orleans.
What else can you tell me about New Orleans?
The Catholic Church has always dominated in New Orleans, and its imagery, in turn, has dominated New Orleans voodoo.
What else?
If there's more you wish to know, perhaps you should read my books.
Always selling something.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It's June 23rd, the feast day of St. John the Baptist. The June 23rd has been a sacred day since the earliest times. Ancient sun worshippers used to roll a flaming wheel down a hill to celebrate the sun's descent on that day.
A burning wheel? Huh. What can you tell me about...
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself, Mr. Knight.
Today's the 20th.
Do you have any idea what Caprice encore means?
Caprice encore? Yes, I do. It's a Haitian term, I believe. It's French, and literally translates as goat without horns.
As in a female goat?
No, as in a human sacrifice. Sacrifices in voodoo are usually of the animal variety. Chickens, bulls, goats. If the gods demand a goat without horns, it means a human being.
What was that translation for Caprice encore again?
I'm not in the habit of repeating myself.
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
While I find the colloquial bastardizations of voodoo somewhat interesting from a sheerly intellectual point of view, there's not a lot of relation between people like Laveau and true voodoo practices.
Do you know anything about animal masks?
As I said in my lecture, which I assume you actually listened to, is that animal masks, totems, are used extensively in most African voodoo religions.
Do you know any...
I'm not...
Do you know...
I'm not...
Can you tell me anything about that Veve I showed you?
I told you I would research it, Mr. Knight. When I have anything concrete, I'll let you know.
Tell me what you mean by black voodoo.
Well, like any religion, the beliefs can tend toward positive or negative ends. Can be used for good or evil. Christianity, for example, has its doppelganger, Satanism. Anytime you attempt to set up an icon to explain evil, you invite some warped mind to worship it. The same is true of voodoo. There are those who are drawn by and desire personal power from the darker, bloodier Loa.
Can you give me an example of black voodoo?
All right. There is a very secret, very dark cult in Haiti called the Cult de Mort, Cult of the Dead. Their primary law is Abanebo, Loa of the Cemetery. They practice a particularly disgusting form of necromancy, magic using the dead. They dig up corpses and use their decaying bodies for various spells and curses.
Can you give me another example of black voodoo?
In tribal Africa there were, and still are, black bokors, shamans bent towards the dark, who not only practice necromancy, but also human sacrifice.
Is there anything else you can tell me about black voodoo?
Only that if it's being practiced in this city, none of us are safe.
Is there
only that...
Have you ever heard of a Schottenjäger?
I'm afraid I can't help you there, Mr. Knight.
Have you ever... Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I'm asking for a friend.
It's very rare. Most voodoo practices do not include human sacrifice as a matter of record, but it is theoretically possible if that's what the gods demand. For example, one of the chants I had translated for me from a Haitian ritual went like this. Mistress Erzulie, come and aid us. If a cock is demanded, we will give it. If a bull will suffice, behold it. But if a goat without horns is required for sacrifice, oh, where will we find one? Erzulie is the gentlest of Loa, so they call on her for mercy. But I have seen grown and powerful Hungan tremble before a possession by one of the more violent Loa, such as Papanebo. Clearly, they are afraid that something of the sort will be ordered, or that the Loa will simply take it for themselves.
Tell me more about human sacrifice.
I wouldn't dwell on it. Most voodoo sects probably haven't seen a human sacrifice for several generations.
Tell me...
I wouldn't...
Okay.
Dr. Hartridge's desk is remarkably
Hartridge.
neat, especially considering the rest of the room. An old globe sits atop Hartridge's file cabinet. The door leads back to the exotic fish lend even more color to the cluttered office. That mask is quite hideous. The carved stone head looks African and very old. Dr.
Did you know there's a whole branch of archaeology devoted to garbage? Maybe you should look into it.
That's nice.
Did you know?
It's Hartridge's file cabinet. The filing cabinet does not operate. Dr. It's an enormous stone head. The shelves behind Hartridge's desk are full of old books. Dr.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
I'll see you later.
Oh, do keep in touch.
Grace had a message for me. I didn't pick it up.
Lucy.
Got a minute? Do you know anything about Veve?
I told you, I can't help you with that.
You did tell me? I don't think we ever talked about it before. Okay.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? Now, what are you getting yourself into?
Nothing you need to know about. Do you?
I know there are dark forms of any major religion. Where there's a yin, there's a yang.
Speaking of yin and yang...
But no, I don't know anything really about voodoo, dark or otherwise. Sorry.
Do you have messages for me?
Your pal Mosley called. He left a message that they're interrogating a suspect this morning and you might want to be there.
Cool.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm. I bet.
Do you have more messages for me?
That man from Germany called again, Wolfgang Ritter. Now he's claiming to be a relative of yours. I took down his number. If you change your mind and want to give him a call back, just ask me for it.
Yes, please. Can I have it?
Can I get that phone number for Wolfgang Ritter?
Sure. I'll give it to you when we're done talking.
Okay.
Do you have more messages for me?
I've given everything to you.
Are you sure you don't?
I...
Could you?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I have a pattern.
I have a pattern I need you to research.
How interesting. What is it?
It's a reconstruction of the tracings they found around the murder victims. The ones done in flour and blood.
Ugh. You shouldn't carry this kind of thing around. Who knows what these symbols mean?
Well, wear your evil banishing gloves if you want. But check it out for me, would you?
I'll see what I can find out. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Cool, thanks.
Could...
Sure.
I can't...
Okay. Here's that phone number.
Thanks.
Okay, so we have Mosley has a suspect he's interrogating, so I gotta go do that. I want to call Wolfgang Ritter, but first I want to try and call this work at home, $2,000 a day or whatever it was.
Yeah, what do you want?
Sorry.
Oh.
I think I have a wrong number.
Good.
That's too bad. You figure that they put the number on the bulletin board, they could have had a message about the cat food, or if they he says he worked for them once, like they'd remember him or something. Oh well. Okay, let's look for the number.
The number written on the note is 4909 324 3333.
Did you really have to read it like that? Also, what are the long distance charges going to be on this call?
Guten Tag, Sie haben Schloss Ritter erreicht?
I'm looking for Wolfgang Ritter.
Ja, einen Moment.
Yeah, is this Gabriel on the phone?
This is Gabriel Knight. Why are you calling me Mr. Ritter?
I have been having premonitions of great danger for you, Gabriel. You must leave New Orleans this very day.
What the hell are you talking about?
It is hard to explain on the phone. I have had senses, feelings about you. It took me a long time to have you tracked down. I had a sense that Heinz had a grandson, but until these dreams started, I did not know if I should contact you.
You say you're related to my grandfather?
Yes, Heinz was my brother. There is much about the family that you should know, Gabriel. Come to Schloss Ritter in Rittersberg, West Germany. It is our family home. I will tell you everything when you come. You must come immediately. You are in great danger there.
Look, I appreciate the family spirit and all, but frankly I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not going to fly off to Germany even if I could afford it.
Gabriel, please. If you won't listen, at least let me send you something. It is a journal from one of your ancestors. Promise me you will read it.
Well, I'm pretty busy.
Please, Gabriel, you are the last of our line. I am too old to carry on. You are our last hope. Please, for your family, read the journal.
All right, I'll look at it.
Good. Now be careful and come to me as soon as you can. Goodbye.
I mean, I don't think he can send me the journal from Germany in 3 days. So I don't know if it's going to help me if whatever happens on St. John's Eve is going to indeed happen then. Just save it here. Okay.
Gabriel,
I'll be back later.
Uh-huh.
Okay. See what this suspect is all about.
Glad you made it. It'll give you a feel for how I am in action. You know, handling suspects, that sort of thing.
Oh, this guy.
I'm sure it'll be invigorating. Who is this guy anyway?
Calls himself Crash. He's been an informant for us before, mostly helping us bust small-time pimps and dealers trying to break into the territory. Well, he's been staying invisible during these murders, but we picked him up this morning at Jackson Square. Pushing coke? You know something. Call it detective's instinct.
Detective's instinct. Got it.
All right, Crash. I want to hear about these murders. You been present at the so-called voodoo ritual?
I don't know nothing. I told you.
Come on now, you can tell me. Do you know anyone who's been to these rituals?
Look, I can't say nothing. You gotta let me go, man.
Now, you relax. No one knows you're here. The men who picked you up were plainclothesmen.
Plain clothes, like you could fool them. They know I'm here. They've got ears all over the city. They know everything.
Now, who are they, Crash? Are they the ones doing the murders?
Let me go!
If you're so worried about being detained, start talking. Now, you tell me what I want to hear, and maybe I can get you in the witness protection program. But you have to earn it.
Witness protection? Are you crazy? Don't make me laugh. Jesus, just let me out of here.
Now, come on, who's behind these murders, Crash? Why are the victims all members of the underworld?
By now they know I'm here. I mean, it's different when I'm supposed to come here. Well, I can send a message. Tell them I didn't say nothing.
Christ, he's frickin' useless. Take him back to detain him, would you, Tony? I tell you, times like this, I'd kill for truth serum and damn the civil rights.
Can I quote you on that?
Nice.
Huh? Hell no. Damn! We only keep him for 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, I might have to let him go. Sorry it wasn't more exciting. For the book I made. Maybe you can punch it up some. You know, what do they call that? Fiction, that's it.
It certainly is. I'll see what I can do. You know those marks you found around the murder victims? This is a reconstruction of the whole pattern.
That's cute, Gabriel. Almost looks legit. I'm sure our police artists would be amused at your techniques.
Okay, not impressed. Let's talk to him about the suspect, maybe?
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Do you know anything about veves?
What?
Veves. They're ritualistic patterns used in voodoo. You know, like those marks we found around the body.
You know what the department says about that, Knight. That voodoo stuff is faked.
Yeah, well, they're wrong. These veves...
Look, just stop worrying about them marks. I don't think they're relevant.
Turn on the music just a bit.
Can I ask... Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? Sounds like a put-on to me.
What's the status on the voodoo murders case?
It sure as hell ain't going well. There's a lot of brakes being applied in different areas of the investigation. We're getting some real info on the victims now, and they're not exactly upstanding citizens. I was hoping to get more out of Crash, but he's scared shitless. We'll have to let him go tomorrow morning.
What's this?
Okay.
You been feeling okay lately? You look like hell.
Me? You know, I can't sleep at night, what with thinking about the case and thinking about Annie.
I can relate.
The suit.
Well, I'll be seeing you.
I suppose we're not gonna
Ciao, baby.
I'm not gonna have a way to talk to Crash. And there's no way to get back to the detaining cell or anything.
Can I ask you a few questions, ma'am?
I'm sorry, sir, but I really have to finish these reports.
Got a second, officer?
What can I do you for?
Sergeant Frick. My favorite sergeant.
Do you know anything about Veve?
Breves? Never heard of it.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black? Voodoo? Isn't that kind of the same thing?
Got a point.
Actually, no.
Well, all I know about voodoo is to keep away from it. You should too, Knight.
Do you...
You keep wanting me to know about this voodoo stuff, don't you? What, do I look like someone who dances around in a loincloth to you?
Please no. Please no.
No, and no, and no!
Do you know...
I told you.
Okay. I'll leave poor Frick alone. Okay, so in the square, Madame Lorelei is different, but I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with her unless we have money or some other way to become friends with her. Let's check out the bar.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Sure. I'm not too busy at the moment.
Do you know anything about Veves?
Never heard of it.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? Nah. I prefer not to think about that kind of stuff personally. Crime, perversion, weirdos. Just makes me depressed.
Okay, no help there. I think we're still working on your game.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This isn't a game. It's a slaughter.
He's right.
Does this mean anything to you?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. Also, apparently these guys are just here every day. All of them. Okay, we didn't get anything out of that. Until they're done with their game. Go to the overlook.
The
Jogger's new. No hoopla. Okay. Let's just go into the cathedral really quick. Check if there's anything different. Not yet. Maybe we can show this pattern to Magenta.
I had a feeling you'd be back.
Really? Boy, you are amazing.
Please, be seated.
She won't let me get up and do anything in her place.
Gabriel can see that just fine without magnification. Gabriel...
Does this mean anything to you?
These are magic symbols. Deep magic.
Really? Have you seen them before?
No,
Then how do you know they're magic symbols?
Seeker, my eyes are unveiled to see truly that which is in front of me.
Uh-huh. Thanks. Tons. Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Tell me about...
I don't know what...
Do you know anything about bebes?
I don't know anything about that.
Really?
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
It is the oldest, darkest heart of voodoo.
Okay.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
There are some things it is better not to know about, Monsieur Knight.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Do you...
There are...
Have you?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's no help. Not sure what else we want her to look at.
Well, I guess...
As you wish.
Let's see if Dr. John has anything to say.
Hello, Dr. John.
Glad you could return to us, Mr. Knight.
I don't think he's seen the full pattern yet.
Does this pattern look familiar to you?
Where did you get that?
You do recognize it then?
I have never seen it before in my life.
Okay.
Are you sure about this pattern?
I am sure, Mr. Knight.
Are you?
I am.
Could I ask you some more questions?
Of course.
Do you know anything about Veves?
I believe they have something to do with Haitian voodoo, but that is not really my area.
Do you know anything about Veves?
He comes from the West Indies. He said himself. So did he come from Haiti? I don't think he ever explicitly said where in the West Indies he came from.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
That sort of viewpoint makes my work very difficult, Mr. Knight.
I'm not implying that all voodoo is evil, but there are certain practitioners that use voodoo towards a darker end.
No one that I am familiar with. If there are one or two ignorant believers, that is none of my concern. And I do not care to promote a Hollywood interpretation of voodoo by discussing it.
Sure.
You really don't know anything about black voodoo practices?
I believe I already indicated my intolerance for that line of inquiry.
Okay. We already talked to him about Gede, I think.
Are you
quite
Okay. Can I turn the fan now?
Gabriel has...
Goodbye, Dr. John.
Walk carefully out there, Mr. Knight.
Okay.
Hi. Uh-huh.
Do you recognize this pattern?
Don't look familiar at all, sir.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Do you know anything about Veves?
No, sir. Never heard of them.
Do you know anything about black voodoo?
Black voodoo? Oh, no such thing, I tell you for sure.
Do you know any
black voodoo?
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur.
Okay, I need to take a break for a little bit. Make a phone call, so I'll pick up the rest of day 3 in the next video. Thanks for watching.